Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel Magnetize Official. In today's video, I'm going to be channeling a message for the Twin Flame Collective. I'll be starting off with the Energy Oracle Cards deck and pulling a few cards to set the tone for our reading. As I shuffle, I want to invite you to take a moment to check in with your energy. If you'd like me to connect with your personal situation, go ahead and like this video and make sure you're subscribed. By doing so, you'll help me tap into your energy more easily, which allows me to channel the messages that are most relevant to you. Now, let's dive into the reading. As I shuffle the deck, two cards immediately make their way out, and I'm feeling guided to speak to these first. The first card that came out is the 6th chakra in the reverse position, which is associated with the third eye and intuition. This card showing up in the reverse position suggests that someone in the collective may be experiencing some blockages in their intuitive abilities. You might be feeling emotionally unstable or uncertain, especially when it comes to making decisions or understanding the dynamics of a particular connection. I'm hearing someone in this collective say, "I don't know what to do here," or "I'm unsure of how to feel about this situation or this person." If that resonates with you, take this message to heart. But remember, this energy may not apply to everyone. It's all about how it aligns with you personally. I'm also feeling called to read a bit from the guidebook to bring in additional guidance. The guidebook describes this card as a reminder to get clear, especially if you've been feeling lost or caught up in confusion. It speaks about unclear or distorted thinking and even mentions the phrase mental chaos. If that's where you're at right now, know that the message here is one of clarity. You are being called to release any limiting beliefs or concepts, especially in areas of your life or love connections, and start cultivating a vision that is uniquely yours, one that isn't influenced by the expectations or desires of others. Right now, I'm also hearing that this is a powerful time for manifestation. It's as though the universe is handing you the key to unlock your desires, and you have the ability to create whatever it is you want if you can focus your energy. Ask yourself, what would I create if there were no limitations? If I could manifest anything, what would it be? That's the kind of clarity and focus you're being asked to bring into your life right now. The second card that came out is the man holding a heart, upright. This card indicates that a divine masculine energy is preparing to step forward with an open heart, and I'm feeling this message strongly because I sense that there's a divine feminine watching who might be surprised by this revelation. I'm hearing that this masculine is ready to express his feelings more openly than you might expect, sooner than you think. This is a moment of emotional vulnerability and connection, and it's coming your way. Next up, we have the woman holding a coin in the reverse position, and I'm feeling that this is a powerful message of release. This card often brings attention to karmic cycles, patterns, or situations that need to be healed or released. It's actually very positive to see this card in the reverse, as it signals that the masculine energy is actively letting go of these karmic entanglements. Whether it's a pattern of unhealthy behaviors or old energies that no longer serve, this masculine is in the process of freeing himself from these burdens and making space for something more aligned with his heart's desires. Let's tap into the energy of this masculine and see what he wants to say. If he could speak his truth, what would he express right now? The first thing I hear is, "I wish things could be different." I'm picking up on a masculine energy who is deeply dissatisfied with his current circumstances, particularly if there's been any form of separation from his divine feminine. What I'm hearing here is that his heart aches for a shift. I wish things could be different between us, is the energy I'm feeling. There's a sense of longing and regret in his words. He wishes he could change the situation or bring things back into alignment. Then we have the card, I knew exactly what I was doing. This is powerful because it shows a level of self-awareness and accountability. This masculine is coming to terms with his actions, both past and present. There's an acknowledgement here that he made choices that affected the connection, but now he's owning up to those choices and stepping into a space of growth and responsibility. The surrender to the divine card brings forward the feeling of releasing control and embracing the divine flow of the connection. I'm sensing that this masculine tried to resist surrendering to the connection before, out of fear or uncertainty. But now, there's a shift. He's starting to surrender to what his soul has always known, this deep, undeniable bond with his divine feminine. He feels it, he knows it, and he can no longer ignore the pull. He's surrendering to the love and the connection that's been with him all along. Alongside this, we also have the time to breathe out and a time to give rather than take cards, which feel deeply significant. The A time to give rather than take card, in particular, holds an image that reminds me of the Gemini symbol, the sign of the twins. Of course, this brings to mind twin flame dynamics. What I'm seeing here is one counterpart, likely the divine masculine, taking active steps forward, choosing to give more of themselves in this connection. I'm sensing a strong surge of action energy here, where this masculine is moving beyond just thoughts and emotions and into physical, tangible action in the 3D world. There's something about him stepping up and choosing to be more present, more vulnerable, and more open. It feels like he's being propelled forward, pushed by his own inner discontent with the idea of a life without his divine feminine. His unhappiness is motivating him to take real, forward-moving steps. This is a moment of powerful growth, and I'm getting a very strong divine masculine energy here. He's waking up to the fact that if he wants something to change, he needs to take action. The pull of this connection is too strong for him to ignore any longer, and he's ready to move toward it, no matter the challenges or fears. Let's dive deeper into what this masculine might be feeling or wanting to say. I'm hearing, I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. And then there's another phrase, I don't know who I am without you. It feels like this masculine is going through a profound identity shift, and I'm picking up on a powerful ego death experience. This process of transformation is often challenging, and for many of the masculines I'm tuning into here, it seems to be tied to some form of 3D separation from their divine feminine twin flame counterpart. There's this overwhelming sense of loss, like without the divine feminine's presence in the 3D, this masculine feels as if he's lost a part of himself. It's almost as though he had used her as a mirror for his own sense of self and spirituality. When they were closer, whether physically or emotionally, there was a kind of reliance on her energy to help him reconnect with his own emotions and inner world. But now, in this separation, he's facing a stark realization that he never fully connected with himself. I'm hearing the word hopeless, and I sense that sometimes this masculine feels completely overwhelmed by the weight of this transformation, unsure of how to navigate it without the grounding presence of his divine feminine. Now, we have victory in reverse, alongside door to personal healing and happiness, also in the reverse. These cards show that this masculine is in a period of struggle, as though he can't quite see a clear path forward to success or fulfillment. It's like there's a sense of frustration or a feeling of being stuck in this phase of inner turmoil. But I'm also hearing, trying to see a way out, like there's this deep longing to break free from the mental and emotional chains that are holding him back. Let's get a clarifying card for these energies. Contract has come out upright, which is really interesting. It feels like there's a deep recognition here. This masculine knows that this connection with his divine feminine is not just a passing encounter. There's a soul contract at play, one that he can't escape, no matter how much he may try. This contract isn't just about the physical connection, it's about growth, healing, and divine timing. Even though this masculine might feel stuck or lost at times, he's aware that this journey, difficult as it may be, is part of a larger, higher plan. Going back to the woman. Holding a coin in reverse, I feel that this release of karmic ties is also happening on an emotional level. It's as though this masculine has finally cut the emotional cords that once tied him to people, patterns, or situations that no longer serve him. Whether it's a karmic cycle, a past relationship, or an outdated way of thinking, he no longer feels the same pull. He's releasing it energetically, and the emotional detachment is creating space for his heart to open and for him to step into a more authentic, aligned version of himself. It's like he's breaking free from the chains of the past and coming into his own. Even though this shift feels challenging, there's a knowing deep within him that he is on the right path and that eventually he'll find his way back to his divine feminine, not just physically, but in the purest, most aligned way possible. The journey is tough, but it's leading to something beautiful. For some masculines, this energy could definitely involve a karmic relationship or situation, but that won't be the case for everyone. With the contract card showing up upright, I'm sensing that while this masculine has already made emotional and energetic detachment from a karmic situation or cycle, there's still a physical aspect of the separation that needs to play out. It's a bit of a curious energy. He's let go emotionally, but in the physical world, there's still a need for him to move physically in some way to truly create the space for this next chapter. This is a reminder that the energy realm always leads the way. The physical reality will follow, but it's often the energy shift that comes first. So, for this masculine, even though he's emotionally disconnected from whatever karmic situations or influences were present, there's still an element of needing to physically remove himself from these ties. This physical distance or change could be what allows him to fully step into his own power and truly embrace the next step in his journey, especially regarding his connection with the divine feminine. I'm sensing that this emotional detachment has also allowed this masculine to break free from the limitations on his communication. With all tied up in reverse, there's this sense of liberation, particularly when it comes to expressing himself. In the past, he might have struggled to open up, not just to the divine feminine, but also to himself. This could have been due to a karmic relationship or situation that kept him from being fully transparent about his feelings, whether that was out of fear or confusion. For others, though, the struggle might have been more internal. This masculine may have feared being vulnerable, thinking that the divine feminine already knew how he felt. He may have assumed that she could feel his emotions without the need for words. But from the feminine's perspective, this lack of communication has created a sense of longing. She's been waiting for that verbal confirmation, the clear, open expression of how he feels and where they stand. The silent shared knowing wasn't enough. There's been this unspoken connection that felt understood between them, but it wasn't being put into words, and that left the feminine feeling unfulfilled. It's almost as though this masculine's inner self was saying, "We both know what this is. We understand each other on a deep level." But without the concrete verbal acknowledgement, the feminine has been left with questions, wanting to hear the words that match the energy between them. It's clear that this masculine is now in the process of breaking through those communication barriers. He's shedding old fears that kept him from fully expressing himself, and as a result, a new openness and transparency in communication is on the horizon. This shift will allow him to move from silent understanding to speaking his truth, and it's exactly what the divine feminine has been waiting for. The energetic shift is happening, and soon the physical actions and words will follow suit. What I'm picking up here is such a powerful, positive shift within the masculine energy, a true breaking free. It's like this energetic release is opening him up, making him ready to speak out, to speak up, and to be clear in a way he hasn't been before. And here's where the mirroring effect becomes even more significant. Earlier, we spoke about how the divine feminine is being called to clarify her vision and goals for her life, and now we're seeing the same call for the masculine. He too is being urged to reconnect with his inner divine feminine, but this time it's more specifically related to the twin flame connection. Just as the divine feminine is stepping into her power to consciously create her life, the masculine is being called to do the same with regard to this connection. He's being urged to be crystal clear about what he feels, what he wants, and what he envisions for the twin flame bond, not just on a spiritual level, but in terms of its physical manifestation. This clarity is key to both of their journeys. Next, we have the Goddess of the Moon coming out upright. This card speaks to the divine feminine continuing to rise in her power, even though it's been a journey full of growing pains, spiritual growing pains. These growing pains have been felt especially strongly over the last year, and it's been a time of real transformation. Alongside this, we have the Earth School card, which speaks to the divine feminine's soul lessons, growth, and the learning process she's undergoing. It's all about trusting the process, learning to be human, and aligning with the higher call of her soul's purpose. The mention of activated earth power places and ley lines reminds me that the divine feminine is intuitively being led to places that are energetically aligned with her soul's mission, whether she realizes it or not. The double mission card also emerges, and I always associate this card with twin flame connections. It represents the shared mission of twin flames, and here's the fascinating part. Divine feminine. Whether you consciously recognize it or not, you've already been activated to this double mission here on Earth. Your soul's purpose, your passions, your choices to grow and support yourself, they're all tied to your twin flame mission too. The very path you're walking is intricately connected to your connection with your twin flame. What I also see is the divine feminine energetically working alongside the masculine at this time. When we think about the masculine and feminine energies in a twin flame dynamic, we often focus on the external counterpart, but in truth, these energies exist within each of us. Right now, I'm sensing that the divine feminine is actively engaging with the masculine energy within her, which is helping to guide and support this shift toward clarity and expression in the 3D. It's a beautiful synergy of both energies coming together in alignment. Right now, this divine feminine is really harnessing her inner masculine energy. She's drawing upon the strength and structure of her twin flame counterpart's energy to support herself, to create a solid foundation around her goals and dreams, and to take confident, purposeful action forward. The most beautiful part of this process is that it's not only helping her move forward, it's actually triggering her divine masculine twin flame to do the same within his own life. However, for him, this shift is more focused on his emotions and the deeper, physical aspects of their twin flame connection. What I mean by this is that, just as the divine feminine is being called to focus on herself, her dreams, and her goals, the masculine is being called to reconnect with his emotions, gain clarity on what he wants in his relationships, and start being more courageous in moving forward with his twin flame connection. This powerful shift is encouraging him to be bold and intentional, not just emotionally, but in the real-world steps he takes toward the future of this connection. Now, for the divine feminine, the cards are speaking to the importance of creating a practical plan for your dreams. Full moon in Taurus is all about structure, stability, and being grounded in your approach. I'm picking up on the energy of someone possibly drawing up plans, or even an architect, but this could also be metaphorical. You are the architect of your life, divine feminine, and you're being guided to map out the blueprint for what you truly want to create. I'm also hearing the word green, which may have significance for someone, whether it's a colour, a place, or even a name. Alongside this, the card, Take Time to Breathe Out, is urging you to find balance. You've got the dreams and the clarity of vision, but now it's about balancing that drive with moments of rest and rejuvenation. You're being called to take time to meditate, relax, and care for your physical self, the vessel that's supporting you on your spiritual journey. This is key. Don't push yourself too hard. The energy of overworking or burning out is tied to old, limiting patterns from the matrix that you're here to break free from. It's time to shift into effortless manifestation, becoming magnetic for what you desire, rather than constantly striving and overextending yourself. Finally, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer is here with a message of protection and sacredness. Your path, especially in terms of love and romance, is protected. The divine feminine, you are being reassured that your journey is safe, sacred, and divinely guided. The universe has your back as you move forward in love, and your desires are within reach as long as you continue to trust the process and honor your personal boundaries and self-care. Let me reshuffle the cards and see if I can tap into more details about this beautiful yet complex message that's coming through about your path being protected. Divine feminine. What is it that you truly need to know about the protection surrounding your journey? Apologies for the slight disturbance with my microphone there. It seems like some intense energy is moving through as we speak, perhaps for the divine feminine I'm connecting with right now. The card Door to Personal Healing and Happiness came out reversed. And immediately, I'm picking up on a feeling that some of you may have this sense that you and your divine masculine are healing or growing separately. There's this idea of 3D separation that might be weighing on your heart. And I want to reassure you that this sense of individuality, this idea of being apart from one another, is an illusion. Even if you are physically apart, you are not truly separate. Spirit is emphasizing that you are both intricately connected, each catalyzing the other's growth, speeding up the process of healing and paving the way for each other's limitless potential. Next, with the thinking woman in the reverse position, there's a clear message to surrender your ego-based mind to the divine, specifically the need to control. I'm also seeing appreciation in reverse, and it's a gentle reminder for you to slow down and stop to smell the roses. This is an important message for you, divine feminine. It's time to stop overworking, stop pushing yourself too hard, even when it comes to your deepest soul desires. Your desires are already preordained at the divine level. They're written in your soul's path, and they will unfold in the right time. Right now, you're being asked to release the need to control or overplan your journey. Shift your mindset to one of appreciation for the present moment. This doesn't just mean thinking about what you're grateful for. It's about truly feeling it. Take time to rest and nourish yourself. For some of you, this might be as simple as making a list of things you love about your life, your relationships, and yourself. Your appreciation, your focus on positivity, and your gratitude for the present moment all create this magnetic field around you, divine feminine. This energy draws in what you need and desire with ease. With the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, upright, I'm immediately sensing that a divine feminine is stepping into a whole new level of earthly confidence. This confidence is grounded in the 3D physical world, whether that relates to your career, how you communicate with others, or even manifesting your soul's true purpose. There's a real earthly aspect to this confidence, and I'm using that word carefully because it feels like a spiritual activation is occurring within you, raising you to higher levels of self-assurance. This may feel a little intense at times, even confusing, or maybe your ego is labeling these shifts as something negative. I'm picking up that you might have experienced bouts of anxiety, panic, or even physical symptoms like dizziness or lightheadedness recently. What's happening here, divine feminine, is that you're being shifted onto a much higher timeline for yourself, and sometimes those shifts come with some discomfort as you step into a new reality. It's like moving from one dimension to another, and even though the shift is a very positive one, there can be temporary effects like these that feel jarring. I really want you to be aware of this, as this is a higher timeline calling you into your next evolution. If you're feeling disoriented or overwhelmed, it's just part of this spiritual upgrade. If you'd like, I'd be happy to speak more on how to recognize these signs as your energy shifts to a higher level. As I'm channeling that, I'm literally laughing because the yin-yang card, the number 1 twin flame card in the deck, has just appeared in the upright position. So, divine feminine, not only are you being elevated in terms of your 3D confidence, but this higher timeline is also raising your energy to something incredibly powerful. I'm picking up a very royal, queen-like essence surrounding you right now. This shift is giving you a presence that leaves people in awe. It's almost like they doubted you at first, maybe thought you were a little crazy, but now they're in complete awe of your power to create and attract everything you desire. Divine feminine. I sense that this shift you're experiencing is pulling you out of an old timeline, one where you may have felt weighed down, confused, or ungrounded. You may have had these incredible, powerful spiritual gifts within you, but didn't know how to bring them to life in the physical world. They were just visions, dreams, and even though they felt real to you, others might have doubted them or thought you were crazy for believing in them. But now, you are being divinely lifted onto a higher timeline, one where those gifts are beginning to materialize in the physical realm. You're being guided to a place where you can effortlessly attract what you desire and bring it to life with ease. I'm also seeing this beautiful alignment happening between you and your divine masculine counterpart, whatever that means for you personally. You're not just aligning with your highest life path, but with the timeline for reunion as well. This transformation is not just external, though. A lot of this is also being gifted to you intuitively. If what I'm sharing resonates with you, it's because your soul has already been trying to communicate this to you. This is confirmation that you are being guided toward a higher timeline, where everything is starting to align. Your reunion with your twin flame, your life purpose, your career, finances, and whatever else you've been trying to manifest. It's all coming together, like a meteor flying into your life, bringing a wave of positive energy and change. You might even feel this sense of anticipation, as if a breakthrough moment is just around the corner. If you don't feel it yet, you might soon. Listen closely to those feelings of excitement and expectation. They are your soul's way of guiding you, reminding you that something big is about to unfold in your life. Trust in that intuitive pull. It's leading you exactly where you're meant to go. Divine Feminine. I'm picking up some powerful energy here, with Healer of the Ages upright and Community reversed. These two cards are signaling that you're transitioning onto a higher timeline. And one major sign is the healing of your inner masculine energy. For some of you, there may be a break in communication with your physical masculine counterpart, but know that their heart is healing. The fourth chakra in the upright position is showing that their heart is opening up, just as yours has been. If you're wondering whether you're in separation from your divine masculine, or if communication is distant, but you're unsure of their growth or healing, here's a clue. Look within yourself. Pay attention to how your own inner masculine energy has been awakening and healing. Signs of this healing include becoming more confident in speaking your truth, setting boundaries, and showing up for yourself with self-support. These are signs that your outer divine masculine is also going through a similar healing journey. The connection you share is not just external, it's deeply intertwined within your inner energies as well. Such a powerful message for you, Divine Feminine. If any part of this reading resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. I always enjoy connecting with all of you in the comments section and building our beautiful community here. And to close, we have the Sacred Convergence card, number 11, which I always interpret as a sign of sacred union, two souls destined for each other coming together. You're both rising on your highest timeline, and the energy between you is beginning to align effortlessly. I see you and your divine masculine walking hand in hand toward your own vision of reunion, whatever that may look like for you. I'll now end this reading by pulling a message from the Rumi Oracle Guidebook about the Sacred Convergence card to deepen the insight for you. Stay tuned for this final message, which will wrap up the energy of this reading beautifully. Such a beautiful message from the Sacred Convergence card. The guidebook beautifully affirms that this card represents a union of souls that are aligning with a higher purpose. A purpose that may not always be immediately clear, but it's deeply personal and meaningful. It's a sacred coming together to elevate one another, nurturing greater self-love, self-belief, and opening the heart. This energy fills both souls with passion and purpose for their individual paths, yet united in their mission. And the special message in the guidebook is so powerful. It speaks to shedding lower vibrational connections based in fear, manipulation, and ego-driven power plays. For those of you who have been on this journey, letting go of relationships or situations that no longer serve your highest good, this message is for you. Even if you're in the process of shedding and it feels like you're left with nothing or no one, don't fear. Your truth is shining through. You are on the path of love and light, and fear cannot stay in the same vibration. Trust that your soul is guiding you to release what doesn't align with your higher self. This really sums up the entire energy of this reading, moving away from fear and stepping into love, stepping into a higher connection with your true self and the ones you are destined to align with. Beautiful, divine, feminine. Trust the process. Your soul is being guided to the highest timeline of love, and everything that's meant for you will effortlessly fall into place. Support this journey by interacting with the content. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Magnetize Official. Your engagement helps expand this loving and supportive community, and it ensures you won't miss future readings packed with wisdom and inspiration. And if you'd like to show some extra love and help the channel grow, you can send a super thanks. Your support means the world to me.